A new, old team is returning. An all-star in January is on the move in February. Plus, as always, we have more great highlights. Music to your ears? Of course! It's time for ECHL Week!
Hi, welcome to another edition of ECHL Week, coming to you this time from the West Banco Arena in Wheeling, West Virginia, home of the Wheeling Nailers. The team formerly known as the Evansville Icemen is returning, and they're traveling about 700 miles to the southeast to do so. When next season begins, the Jacksonville Icemen will be competing in the ECHL. At an announcement made this week in the Northeast Florida city, the largest in the state and the 12th largest in the country with a population approaching 900,000, Iceman owner Ron Geary said he's found a place for his team to play. And in 8 months, they'll be competing again. Jacksonville is a natural fit for professional hockey, said Geary. We looked at the enthusiastic support current teams receive here and are excited to join them. ECHL Commissioner Brian McKenna is enthusiastic about the prospect of a returning team, especially one that will be helping to solidify the league's footprint in the southeastern United States.
It's a growing city. I think second fastest growing city in Florida, and one of the cities that is drawing the most new residents from other areas of the country as well.
One of the significant changes since Jacksonville's first ECHL go-round is an updated place to play. The Icemen will call the Jacksonville Veterans Memorial Arena home. Built in 2003, the facility holds just over 13,000 fans for hockey.
So seeing the new building, the potential there, and again, surrounding lots of parking, easy access, all the bells and whistles in the facility, I think certainly make it an ideal place to showcase ECHL hockey.
A bit of ECHL history is in order here. Evansville's Icemen played in that southwestern Indiana city for 4 seasons. However, 2 years ago, the team had problems coming to a lease extension agreement. That's when Geary said he was intent on moving the team to Owensboro, Kentucky, about 30 miles away. But plans for both a renovated arena and a new one there fell through, and that's what brought the Icemen to Jacksonville. The Icemen won't be the first ECHL team to call Duval County, Florida home. Jacksonville's first foray in the ECHL lasted 5 seasons. After relocating from Louisville, Kentucky, the team known as the Lizard Kings got off to a great start, making it to the Riley Cup Championship Series in 1996. However, the team never finished higher than 4th in its division standings and never won another playoff round. Its final season on the ice was 1999-2000. Of course, much has changed in the hockey world since that time. Why is the league's commissioner optimistic about the city and this team this time around?
When you're in a large market, it gets more difficult to differentiate yourself and bring attention to the team, where you don't necessarily get daily media coverage from the traditional media sources. So that is one of the challenges. On the other hand, you've got a massive population base. If you do a good job, present a good entertainment experience in a world-class facility, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to attract a fair portion of the population to come out and watch your game.
Expect the Icemen to hit the ground running. Bob Arabla will be the Icemen team president. He was the first chief operating officer of the Orlando Solar Bears when they entered the ECHL in 2014. Where the Icemen will fit in the divisional structure of the league has yet to be determined.
There may be some tweaking in June, Barry, but nothing major. They'll certainly play in that South Division, and they'll play the majority of their games against their closest rivals, probably in that division, somewhere in the range of 5-5, 6-6, home and away with those teams. And then, again, for variety, they'll certainly be playing games against teams in the North and the West Conference, for that matter, as well.
Putting the Icemen back in action puts the ECHL's roster at 29 member clubs. But don't be surprised if there's another change before the start of the 2017-18 regular season. Joe Ernst makes an appearance to talk about the season so far when ECHL Week continues.
Don't miss a minute of ECHL action. Subscribe now to ECHL.tv. Take advantage of live streaming on your phone, tablet, or computer and never miss out on the action. No matter where you are. Catch every game from around the league. Relive your favorite team's great moments and big plays with full game replays and video on demand. Visit ECHL.tv now to sign up. If it's on ECHL.tv.
Hi, I'm Eric Bradford of the Utah Grizzlies, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Let's take a look at news from around the ECHL. Trades around the league continue as teams tweak their lineups in preparation for the regular season's stretch run. One of the notable recent deals had Norfolk sending all-star defenseman Aaron Harstead to Idaho for forward Brady Vale, who never played a game with the Steelheads. Vale was acquired earlier in the week from Fort Wayne in exchange for Colin Mulvey, who had just been traded from Indy, along with Travis Iwanek. Vale spent the last 2 seasons with Orlando.
Hi, this is Derek Arnold of the Manchester Monarchs, and you're watching ECHL Week.
Well, you know what, our discipline is way down as far as supplemental discipline. I think the play on the ice is at the all-time high with speed and quality of play that we've had. I couldn't be happier from the playing standpoint. We're a young staff on the officiating staff, and I mean, we're going to have growing pains, and I've told coaches that and everything else, but we're pleased. Myself and our development coaches are pleased so far. We got a long way to go to the end of the season. Things are going to heat up. But I anticipate the play to pick up even faster and be better. And we're hoping from the officiating side that we're even better than we were at the beginning of the year, with guys gaining valuable experience as they move throughout the course of their first or second years with us.
A Mountain Division grudge match. Plus, we hear from a South Division ECHL broadcaster. Next on ECHL Week.
So, Mr. Harris, we have your fingerprints on the safe, a photo of you opening the safe, a post using the hashtag #JustRobbedTheSafe. So, what are we supposed to think?
Switching to Geico could save you a bunch of money on car insurance.
Excellent point. Case dismissed.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Hi, I'm Steven Carlo of the South Carolina Stingrays, and you're watching ECHL Week.
If you visit the West Banco Arena for a game, a highlight of the trip is spending a few minutes being surrounded by the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference Sports Museum. You might be surprised at some of the many famous athletes who grew up in this area of the country. Speaking of highlights, now it's time for our highlight game of the week.
Here comes Marto, dancing in, backhand shot, save made by Garnick, just robbed Belzile. Eagles get the rebound, Garbowski loads, fires, loads, fires, scores! Keeps it moving behind the cage, wraparound attempt there by Lake. Puck's loose on the doorstep. Slow slot area now as he makes his way into the corner. Corbin back along with Shattuck behind the net. Hunt leaves it, put it in front. LaPlante shot, save. Oh, it cleared out of the paint by Register. Wall loads, fires, kick, saves Saunders. It's a good play there by Nichols, but grabbed again by Shattuck, and he gets melted on the wide side wall. Wallace fires, save, rebound, shot, glove save made there by Saunders. Dives through the slot, cuts in, shot, blocker save by Saunders, keeps it out. Works his way in between the circles, cuts in, shot, save made by Saunders, keeps the barrel of the ice, comes to a slow, tries to get a shot off it, set it wide. Top of the circle, cuts in, shot, score! Top of the near side circle, cuts in, shot, saved by Saunders! Eagles make it 6 straight wins! Big time stop from Clark Saunders, and the train keeps rolling.
The men behind behind the microphones. It's time for Voices of the ECHL.
Well, obviously I do a little bit of media relations. Christy Johnson, we tag team the media relations, and she does a good job. She does more of the marketing side of the media relations. I do closer to the hockey ops side, the player movements and things like that. But I also do a lot of digital imaging and design. So all the in-game elements at a Gladiators game, such as the LED ribbons that go around the arena or the video board, I do all the production for that. And then obviously I chip in with sales whenever I have the time allotted. Hands down, it was Boise, Idaho. I love that place, the way it was set up. The hotel is attached to the rink, so we didn't have to go far. I'm a big Chipotle nut. I'm kind of a nerd about it. So there was a Chipotle right across the street and a Trader Joe's. So, I mean, there was places within walking distance. It was a great little town. I'm from Fort Wayne, and obviously it's a small town, but it's a big city as well. And Boise had that feel, but then instead of looking at cornfields, there's mountains in the background. Like Doc Emmerich told me once, because he mentored under Bob Chase just like I did, and it helped with my motivation as well. He said, it's the best sport in the world. Not only do you get to go to every game for free, you get to work with the best athletes in the world, and you get to do it all for free, and hopefully eventually you get paid. And at that point I wasn't, but now, now I get paid to do it, and it's the sport means the world to me. My nickname's Trefty. I always say there'd be no Trefty if there was no hockey.
That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week from Wheeling, West Virginia. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. ECHL Week. It's the way to keep up to date on what's going on in the ECHL. See you next time.